Hello and welcome. You're watching Youthquake. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. In about a month's time from now, the Supreme Court, the top court of the country, will be giving out its verdict on Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, which criminalizes gay sex, which also means that the Constitution bench will finally have the final word on it. That's the issue we're discussing on Youthquake today, and we're coming to you from perhaps one of the most beautiful locations here in the national capital. I've got the beautiful Qutub behind me, and more than that, what's important is that I'm in the only gay LGBT cafe in the national capital.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
The only one in the city.
Yes, only one in the city, yes. We are the first one and only one.
First one and the only one.
Yeah.
You're the owner here.
Yes, yes.
I have to ask you, how did this come up? How long have you been running this?
Yes, this cafe, I opened this cafe 2 years back.
Okay.
Because when I came in Delhi in 2010, nothing was there for LGBT community, no place to meet friends, no place to enjoy, no cafe, no club, nothing. So I decided to do something because I have many LGBT friends, so I decided to do something for them.
You decided to do... I have to ask you, did you face resistance?
No, nothing.
Nothing? Not at all?
No.
No cops coming knocking down?
No, because we are very discreet. We don't disturb the neighbor. We don't make anything wrong, so no problem.
You know, while I was coming into your cafe, I saw a little mandir on the way. The irony isn't lost there. We can coexist. That's the big message.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And today, when people are watching and we're really bringing out this issue to you, what is this one message that you want to give them?
So I want to tell people they must do like me. They must do something for LGBT communities. They must open new places. They must do something. So because Delhi is a very big city, India is also a very big country. So people must do something.
Walk the talk.
Yes.
Walk the talk and come out and do something.
Do something, yes.
All right, that's a great note to start the discussion on. And here I am at the Q Cafe, and I'm joined by a very interesting mix of people. I'm joined by people who are very passionate about the cause. I'm joined by petitioners here as well. I have to start by saying in about a month's time, we will have the top court come out with the verdict. Many at this point are saying that there will be decriminalization of the law. But the question at this point is, to what degree? That's the readings, and I have also attended these hearings in Supreme Court. One gets a sense that even the CGI is talking about, decriminalizing it. But what's very crucial to understand is to what degree will this happen?
Yeah. See, decriminalization is the first step, I would say. Because all over the world...
There's no debate about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all over the world we have seen, that this is the first step, yeah, definitely. But this isn't the only step. This is just a step, a very baby step, but a long journey is still, lying ahead of us. Because if we talk about 377, so legal aspect is the one. But at society level, the stigma, the discrimination, the opinion building on the basis of it is...
The law doesn't solve that.
Yeah. So I think the law will, if it changes, definitely we will welcome it. But I think we need to work more on, changing the opinion of the people, changing the mindset of the, society, so that people should integrate with each other. They should accept the sexuality, should accept the diversity of the humans. So that is the long journey, I would say.
That is the long journey, and this is perhaps one way to have places like these, but how do we take this journey forward? Like he said, only changing the law is not the only way. It is perhaps the first baby step. What lies ahead?
So, till this point, when 377 was like after the Delhi High Court verdict and after the Supreme Court verdict, there have been verdicts which have sometimes which were very much for the LGBTQ community. Sometimes it was against the LGBTQ community. But did it stop the movement anywhere? It didn't. Even after 2010, people still have been fighting against it.
That's right.
So the idea is not only with the law, but somewhere beyond that, the social stigma which is there, we need to engage more with people. We need that advocacy is really needed, and that should be done with the interaction should be there with different stakeholders of the society, not only with law, with media as well. You recently just said gay sex. but 377 is not only about gay
Yeah.
sex. So, and it's also the thing that it's an umbrella term you use for, we generally use for gay sex. So, and when we say about gay sex, it immediately invisibilizes the other identities which are there.
You know, you talked about momentum, you talked about the great upsurge that is happening, people are engaging. What do you credit this to? I mean, I've been thinking about it, that this debate has been on for quite some time, but it's really gained momentum in the past few years. What do you credit that to?
So initially, people, after the Supreme Court verdict, people were very, very upset with the verdict. But somewhere, activists could have taken it like this, because after 2013's verdict, people have actually became more outrageous toward this thing. I believe, like, from 2013 onwards, the outrage, the resistance toward 377 has increased much more, and also the visibilization.
People really came out of the closet in that one.
Yeah.
I would like to add on to that.
Yeah.
If you really see that the verdict, which basically recriminalizing the homosexual sex, right? So before that, the Delhi High Court's verdict, which read it down, that set the momentum. So if you really tap onto the people's movement for the curative petition, it was called No Going Back. So people's sentiment was like, if we have reached till here, whereby a particular part, especially the capital in Delhi, it was read down, and we came so far, so we're not stepping back just because of a verdict. We're going to push against it. So I think that was another.
For me, the big iconic moment was some of the biggest celebrities holding the banner and say, I am a criminal, proclaiming and literally coming out with it. For me, that was a big moment that really got everybody's attention. Perhaps the reason why we're even seeing a review on that matter, but you were saying something.
So yeah, one thing primarily is the way he said also. So once when you get a sort of resistance from the state or whatever it is, automatically our resistance also becomes. So once I'm more obstructed, I will be more forceful
bring it
with I will be more forceful with my resistance.
Yeah. And
So-
it looks like, I love the energy with which, activists are talking about this. But, as a petitioner, coming on the legal aspect of it, currently, what are we looking at? Because is it just about decriminalizing sex? Or is it also about what happens to adoption laws? What happens to same-sex marriages? Is that something that the petitioners are looking at and pushing the constitution bench to think about? Because that's what the country is really waiting for.
Yeah, so technically if we speak,
Yeah.
because decriminalization is the first step. So the petition was all about to decriminalize. But if we see the content, because now we are talking about the writ petitions, in all the earlier petitions, whether it was in Supreme Court or in the High Court, the health was one of the core factors, human rights was the factor.
That's right.
But writ petition particularly talk about, the issues which people are facing on day-to-day
So
life.
what's the scope of this bench at the moment, the way it stands?
Now that is difficult to say, but
Yeah.
yeah, there were discussions about other human rights. There were discussions about because forming a family, for example, your basic fundamental right. And if I'm being criminalized and I'm not being allowed to form a family, then that is violation of my right.
I think all eyes are on Supreme Court now on how they'd actually come out. But tell me, were you disappointed that the government has been silent over this? I was in Supreme Court when the Attorney General came out and said that the government has no say in this, the court should decide. Many are saying that government silence is speaking very loud at this point, and what it's saying is that they're okay with the current form. Is that something which the community is watching very closely about, that the government silence is very, very worrying?
See, if I'm talking about the government silence, government if we are like last time, it was just given to government. But government till the time they didn't take any action on it because they were silent and they don't want to, because vote bank as well also over there. So it is also the one part of that, and they don't want to destroy their vote bank. So again, this
You can
time,
read through it. You're saying it's very clear
it's
to the
very
people.
clear. Yeah.
It's as clear as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I hope all the politicians are listening.
Yeah. But yeah, that is also one thing. And even if we talk about this time also a Supreme Court, and they were just provided there, okay, whatever the decision Supreme Court will be provided, we are
We're
okay with
that. But
yeah.
we will not bring in a law.
Yes.
I also remember Arun Jaitley wrote a blog about it. He also spoke out very actively saying he's for it. But he is perhaps one of the most powerful people in the cabinet at this point, but he's not saying anything. Is that worrying? आपको worry करता है ये government का silence?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो मैं आपका शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूँगा कि आप लोगों ने हमारी इस जो भी हमारा सब्जेक्ट है आपने इसे उठाया. सेकंड थिंग
आपका ही नहीं है, मैं बोलना चाहती हूँ हम सबका है. As Indians we should say हमारा सब्जेक्ट है.
बिकॉज हम लोग अपना यूँ बोलते हैं कि हमारी इस चीज़ को कोई समझता ही नहीं है, सिर्फ वो हमारे तक ही रहता है. लोग हम सबका नहीं समझते, सिर्फ अगर मैं गए हूँ तो सोचते हैं कि तुम्हारा ही इशू है. तो उसके लिए सबसे पहले आपका मैं थैंक यू करना चाहूँगा. सेकंड थिंग, अगर यहाँ पे अगर कुछ भी आपके ज़रिए से अगर हमारे लिए कुछ कर सकते हैं तो हम लोग आपके साथ ही हैं कि आप किसी भी तरह से आप हम लोग की हेल्प.
क्या चाहते हैं आप लोग?
हम चाहते हैं कि जिस तरह से आम लोग एक फ्रीडम है उनके पास, उसी तरह से हम भी जिएं. बिकॉज सम टाइम क्या होता है, अगर हम किसी गली से जा रहे हैं, मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं एक बहुत ही ऐसा स्ट्रेट एक्टिंग में हूँ, बट मैं एक गे हूँ, तो दुनिया उसे एक्सेप्ट करे कि हाँ ही इज़ गे.
बात कर रहे हैं अभी कि जस्ट हमारा लॉ, अगर एक होप है कि लॉ अगर हमारे फेवर में आता है, ओके, तो फेवर में आने के बाद ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि विद इन वन नाइट और विद इन द टाइम पीरियड. अगर हम बात करेंगे लाइक ट्रांसजेंडर बिल जो पास हो गया है 2014, और टिल द टाइम अगर हम बात करते सिर्फ ट्रांसजेंडर के एडमिशन के लिए बात करते, उसी के लिए इतना किसी के पास भी उसका अभी तक जियो नहीं है. वो कहते हैं हमारे पास कोई पॉलिसी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है, हम कैसे करके एडमिशन दें. क्या
A lot of people at this point are also saying that I'll come to you. A lot of people at this point are also saying even if you change the law, India is governed by a lot of personal laws. And then there is the unified civil code. Until that comes into being, as a lawyer, you know, as a petitioner in this case, you can give me a legal aspect into this. There are so many personal laws on the Christian board, the Muslim board, the Hindu act. There'll be a lot more than just a verdict to change all of it. So clearly, just the law is not the answer.
Yeah, definitely law is one step, I would say. But as said by other, friends, that we need to, when we talk about changing the society, then definitely we need support from our governments too, because they are our elected representatives. We need to have policies in place. We need to have, now for example, a basic level of, understanding. If we talk about the school, the basic foundation stone where, child learns about it.
Yeah.
We only talk about two binaries, man and a woman.
Yeah.
We never talk about anything, in between. Yeah. So that is a very, very basic thing. If we don't talk about it, how we think that, people will be...
You're talking about sensitizing the entire generation.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It is one of the steps, definitely, which is needed. And apart from it, as you said that, there are different laws. But I would say that, when we talk about our constitution, it has come from Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948, which grants equal right to all the citizens. And our constitution follows that. So anybody who is whether it's a single individual whose rights are being violated, then in that case the court is there to support and protect the right of that particular individual.
When you talk about their personal instances whereby I'm in a park and I'm sitting with my boyfriend, and then it's not just 377 which they use a lot of other laws as well. There's Public Nuisance Act as well, so they can use that also. There's so many, like when police comes or when the state wants to crack down on us, there are so many other laws that comes in, which is not necessarily the...
That actually brings me to the question I've been wanting to talk about. The abuse of this law. People say that, well, nobody's getting inside, like you said, nobody's getting inside your bedroom, but that fear, is that something that's for real?
It is.
That's for real?
Very real.
Yeah?
It's very real. It's so real. All right. That thing not just put me in fear of the state, put me in fear of the society, puts me like all the social stigma. As I said, the social stigma and the law goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
When I am trying to address a social stigma, I am not able to do it directly because the law is there, because any authority can do that to me. And when I'm trying to sort of engage with my family, right, or somebody who is in my intimate circles, and I'm trying to say certain things, trying to change their perspective. आपने कहा था कि सोच बदलनी चाहिए. जो मैं सोच बदलने की जब बात करूँ, तो लोग उस लोगों को बार-बार उठाते हैं.
जैसे कि अभी हम लोग बाहर की सारी चीज़ें, हम किसी विदेश में जाते हैं तो क्या बोलते हैं कि यार वहाँ पे इतना कुछ चेंज हुआ है और हमें ये चीज़ अपनानी चाहिए. उसी तरह से विदेशियों ने पहले लोग को चेंज किया, देन उन लोगों ने एक्सेप्ट करना स्टार्ट किया. उसी तरह से जब तक कि हमारा कानून नहीं चेंज होगा, हम लोगों को लोग नहीं एक्सेप्ट करना चाहेंगे. बिकॉज क्या है, अभी हमारे घर वाले अपना भी लेंगे, मेरी फैमिली ने अपना लिया, इनकी फैमिली में अपना लिया, हम लोग का शादी है, सोसाइटी वाले क्या बोलेंगे, अभी तो कानून ने
स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया है, आपने कैसे कर दिया? जैसे कि अभी हम नेपाल में जाते हैं, हम वहाँ जाके शादी कर सकते हैं, बट अभी क्या है इधर अपन लोग शादी नहीं कर सकते। तो इधर क्या है, सबसे पहले अगर हम शादी 2 लोग कर रहे हैं, मैं और ये शादी करेंगे तो सबने अपना लिया, लेकिन वो क्या बोलेंगे, कानून ने तो आपको इजाज़त नहीं दिया, आप कैसे शादी कर सकते हैं? तो बेटर है कि पहले कानून हम लोग को इसको सपोर्ट कर ले। सेकंड थिंग कि वो लोग भी उसे धीरे धीरे करके सपोर्ट करना
आप
चाहिए।
इफेक्टिवली कह रहे हैं कि पहले सरकार को आके दे हैव टू स्टैंड बिहाइंड यू एंड देन द बैटल, द लॉन्ग वन, to fight it out and to fight the stigma will begin. Yeah.
One thing to start, that you just asked him whether that the fear is there or not. So and he said that yes, the fear is on us. But strangely, we just forget that 377 doesn't talk about homosexuals at all. It criminalizes one particular act, and that act can be constituted in heterosexual relationships, in homosexual relationships, in any relationship. So it doesn't constitute on homosexual people at all. So ये जो डर है और the माहौल ऐसा है कि that we the only the homosexual people or the queer community is supposed to be get frightened out of it, whether the law implies on everyone, whoever it is. This is one thing. And also I would differ with what he has said, that Western countries or this debate is not about that. This debate is more about understanding what sexuality is, what gender is, how we have been performing it, how it has been even going back to the text we have had in our background.
Speaking, I can't help but think about when actually conversation happens in the Supreme Court, and I've been in court number 1 while this argument was being heard, and they were defining what is a normal act and what is an abnormal act. Their definitions are they were talking about whatever leads to procreation is a normal act of is a normal sexual act, on what does not is not. So look at the level of difference in which the debate is going on. What? Again, as a legal person, where do you see this going? Like I said, in 1 month we'll have the final word on this. Are we really prepared for it?
Yeah, we are prepared for it, definitely. And I think we all are prepared for it, because it's not only us. I expect a lot more from society, because that is the main thing. We live in a society, definitely. We don't live in isolation.
You want more cafes like these. This can't be the only LGBT cafe.
No, rather all the cafes where it will be queer friendly. We want to have any ghettoed queer cafes specifically. Why would we want to? We don't have heterosexual cafes like that.
And also, Sonal, you have to understand that we live in a democratic country, right? So basically, we live in a democratic country. Democracy came upon this country how many years ago? Like 50 years ago. We should have got this right 50 years back, and we're still fighting for it. That's a hypocrisy that we're dealing with, right?
We're 70 years back. We're saying that's the kind of pent-up anger that we're dealing with.
Imagine I have to go to...
Say that again for me.
Our freedom is still pending there.
So this Independence Day, which is coming up, this is the freedom we are looking for. I like that.
Yeah. And so that's the only thing, like I have to go to court to ask for my basic human right. Imagine. So that is really saddening, that and imagine what the people, who are living not only in metro cities, who are living in the rural area where nobody talks about it. And I would like to say, that even if we talk about women and how much, oppression or suppression is there, think about lesbian women. I mean, how many kind of, correctional rapes happen, and it's like never reported, anywhere, and how much violence which is happening. And I think this is the right time we need to
Even
give...
in the jails of the country, there are horror stories that are coming out.
Lesbian suicides are there. So, I mean, this is a gross human rights violation which is happening because of laws like this.
Yeah, I just want to this is message for community as well as everyone. It's like the way we accepting you, the same way you accept us.
मेरी फैमिली में पता चला कि आई एम गे, तो मेरे पेरेंट्स एक पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट से हैं दोनों बहुत, तो उन लोगों को एक ऐसा लगा कि जैसे एक काला टीका नहीं लग जाता है ब्लैक पे और वो नहीं छूट सकता, लाइक दैट वन. सेम थिंग के लोगों को लगे कि हम लोग भी इंसान हैं और हम लोग भी जीना चाहते हैं, चाहे वो...
उनका रिएक्शन क्या था, मैं जान सकती हूँ?
उनका रिएक्शन
उनके वो पुलिस वाले, उनको तो...
मेरी माँ का पहला रिएक्शन ये था, जो मेरी मदर है वो तो पुलिस से बिलोंग करती है, तो उसका ये था डाल दूंगी अगर कुछ भी ऐसा होगा. लाइक मैं बहुत ही फ्रेंकली हूँ और मैं बहुत ही ज़्यादा मैं ऐसा नहीं जीना चाहता हूँ कि पीछे से कुछ हम लोग दोहरी लाइफ नहीं कर। मैम सेकंड थिंग क्या होती है, अगर मैं गे हूँ और मेरे घर में मेरी शादी करा दी, मैं कैसे खुश रह पाऊँगा? इसमें 3 लोगों की नहीं 4 लोगों की ज़िंदगी बर्बाद होती हैं। एक तो लड़की लड़का, 2 सेकंड थिंग दोनों परिवार, वो दोनों ही ना खुश रहते हैं। तो बेटर है कि अपने बच्चों को अपनी फीलिंग्स को हम लोग जानें और वो लोग भी जानें कि हाँ हमारे बच्चे हमसे क्या चाहते हैं, या ये लोग भी इनकी कुछ ख्वाहिश है जो ये लोग जीना चाहते हैं।
मैं बस इतना ही कह सकती हूँ, आई रियली होप कि आज बहुत सारे लोग जो हमारा शो देख रही हैं, बहुत सारी माएँ जो ये शो देख रही हैं, वो आपकी बात सुने, आपकी बात समझें, और कई और लोगों से जब हम बात करें तो शायद ये रिएक्शन ना मिले। योर लास्ट कमेंट्स?
Well, my last comment would be, this world is beautiful. Why? Because it's diverse. It has like different colors, different shades, everything is so different. It's not like monotonous. Imagine if this is all black or blue or white. Would we like it? No.
We
Certainly
love
not.
rainbow.
Yeah, we love rainbow. So the same kind of diversity when it comes in humans, whether in terms of, caste, color, religion, sexuality, gender, we disrespect that. I think somewhere we are actually going against the nature by doing so. Because nature has made the entire universe a very diverse.
I love how using nature as an analogy, the same analogy which is being used in court to deny the rights. That's a really interesting one. You have to say.
I would say that we really need to think beyond 377 and toward the other rights that we would be getting. हम नारे लगाते हैं शादी करने की आज़ादी और ना करने की आज़ादी. So people even who will be going in the margins, all the margins, ये margin में डालना बंद करो लोगों को and make it more diverse, more inclusive. That's all.
Yeah.
I would like to address the people in authority, people in power.
Yeah.
I would also like to bring back one particular thing from our textbook in school days, where they said India is a land of diversity. But then what we are seeing nowadays is they are trying to make India into some sort of a military uniform or something, always trying to put it under one religion or one whatever. So I think that is something we need to do. Also one thing, a lot of people troll us, a lot of people are still against us. Well, the thing is that when you open up your perspective, it will also be helpful for you. And also to the people who are leading the country at the moment, the ministers and everyone, we selected you, right? We elected you. And that is to represent our cause. And when you're silent on such an important cause, you spoke about how they're silent. When you're silent on our cause, it seems very hypocritical of you because you seem like you're playing such a safe game. That is not expected out of you. Please step forward and make your stand and be with us.
Yes.
We selected
Well,
you.
there's nothing more to say on this one. Silence will not work anymore, and we're keeping a very close eye. And perhaps the world is now looking at Supreme Court to see how India will pan out. Well, the past 70 have gone. What are the next 70 going to look like? That's what is going to be decided in that massive verdict, and we'll keep our eyes on that. Thank you so much, all of you. It was such a pleasure to talk to all of you. If you like this show, you can write into us at myouthquake@ndtv.com. If there's an issue that you want to talk about, if you're young, you're opinionated, you have an issue to talk about, write into us and we'll come right back at you. For now, that's it from us. Thank you for watching.